This is Dave with NTI Online. Today I'm going to walk you through replacing the flow meter in your FTVN 150 combi, 199 combi, or your 110 combi, or if you have a TRX 199 combi, the process is going to be the same. All of these models share a common hydro block. To start with, you're going to want to disconnect power from the appliance, so find your power cord if that's what you're using. You're going to unplug that from the wall, and we're going to open up the control panel here. Now, for the purpose of this video, I've disconnected a whole bunch of wires so that I can move these out of the way to make the video easier to see. There's no reason to do that in the field, but for the purpose of the video, it does make it a bit more clear so you can see better. So I'm going to pull off this assembly, set it to one side, take those wires out of the way, and start by disconnecting your flow meter. It's the 3 gray wires that goes onto this black assembly in the bottom here. I'm also going to remove these other wires just to get them out of my way and give you guys a clear view of what I'm doing inside the cabinet here. So next I'll zoom in and show you how to remove this. So you won't require much to remove this. You'll want to drain down the domestic water side of your appliance. There's no need to drain down the boiler, but you will want to drain down your domestic. Get something like a small technician screwdriver. You're going to pop out this horseshoe clip here. Slide that all the way out. Now keep an eye on this. One side is longer than the other, and if you were to accidentally stick it in backwards, it makes it a little difficult to reassemble. So the long end goes to the top, so we'll set that to one side. Or what I actually usually like to do is take this and use it as a tool to remove the flow meter. So if you wedge it in just on top there and sort of push, you can see that came loose there. All that holds this in is an O-ring. So we'll gently pry that out now. There we go. So we've got the flow meter out. There's a couple of things you want to inspect when you're disassembling this, and normally you're going to do this because for some reason you have intermittent hot water or basically just poor hot water performance. So you want to look at the very top here. There's like a little pointed section that this pinwheel rides on. Make sure that that is sharp and pointy. This one's in pretty good condition. You can pull this out and inspect the magnets to make sure there's nothing stuck on them. Look at the bore of the sensor itself. Another tip, if you have a spare flow meter, before you reassemble or even disassemble the old unit, take your new flow meter assembly, plug it into the wire harness, give it a spin with your finger, and see if the appliance recognizes the demand for hot water. Sometimes that'll save you some trouble if, for example, the old wire harness is damaged or maybe it's a setting on the control board. In addition to inspecting this, you're going to want to reach in, and if you just put your finger in there, you can pull out this piece here, and this is a filter basically, and you can see there's actually a little bit of crud built up inside here, probably some calcium or lime from the water supply. Potentially that could interfere with this pinwheel spinning freely. So if that is dirty, you'll want to clean it out. Also pay close attention to these two little nubs that are on this filter. If those get broken off, which is actually quite easy to do when you reassemble it, this is going to spin inside the bore, and because the filter portion is not lined up with the pinwheel, you'll get intermittent or no hot water operation. So when you reassemble this, find these little nubs, line them up with the indents or the holes that are inside the brass body. See, we've got a little bit of corrosion in there. So clean out the bore of this as best you can. Rinse it out with water if you need to. This is fairly clean, so I've got the junk off that. So I'm going to reinstall this. And again, make sure that's lined up closely. So if you try and rotate it and it spins, you probably don't have it in the right spot, so that's in there nicely. You're going to take this, and a little tip that I found that makes these really easy to reassemble and easy to disassemble if you need to do it more than once, hopefully you don't, is put a little bit of silicone or O-ring safe grease along the O-ring here, and what it does is you just need a very, very fine smear. What that's going to do is condition the O-ring, and it makes reassembling that much easier. So you're going to reassemble this guy back on there, and then push the whole assembly back in place. and you'll push it in, you'll sort of feel it snap in place when the O-ring is seated. If for some reason you're having difficulty, just give it a bit of a wiggle, give it another push. If you're not sure, pull it back out, do it again. And then the tricky part is usually getting this clip back in place. It has to line up with the holes in the top and the bottom of the brass, but also the holes in the plastic. So I'm going to pull that back out and just show you what I mean. So if you look closely, hopefully you can see this, there's a hole in the top and the bottom. When this is fully assembled, this metal clip alongside to the top is going to line up through both of these holes, and you see how it passes through there? So when it's properly installed, that's how it's going to fit inside the appliance. A lot of times what happens when people reassemble these is they stretch the clip by mistake and it misses one of these holes and it goes in a bit crooked. That will often cause a leak around this gasket, or it'll cause poor performance. So it is important that you line those two up, and they can be a little bit tricky. So take your time with this and make sure it's properly installed when you reinsert it. Okay, so we're going to realign our filter there. That's in place. Snap that all the way back in alongside to the top. And there we go. That one lined up for me fairly easy. Missing one of the important parts, of course, so I'll have to do it again. But hopefully that gives you an idea of how to reassemble your flow meter. Again, remember to put this piece back in. It is fairly important. From there, you can refill your system with water, check for any leaks. As long as you don't have any leaks, reassemble everything, and hopefully that fixes whatever your issue is. Thanks for watching NTI Online, and of course, if you have any questions or any problems with the procedure I've shown you, please give us a call at tech support at 1-800-688-2575. Thanks for watching the video today. If you'd like to check out more videos, see the link below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for all the future updates. And also check us out on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram.